Hello everyone, thank you so much for watching this video. This video is all about planets or houses that represents education as per Vedic Astrology. So which are the planets or houses that represents education? So this is the common question lot many students keeps asking, sir, what kind of education will be suitable for me and which mode of education will be really make me successful? So let me tell you, there is no any yes or no kind of answer for this, because let me tell you one thing, it is very difficult for me to answer this question because each birth chart is unique its own self. Each birth chart is unique. Why? Because even though you have Rahu in the 7th house, even though you have Jupiter in the 5th house, even though you have Moon in the 8th house, so and so prediction I'll be telling you in this video, but that may be or that may not be applicable for you, because all it matters is the kind of what kind of lagna that you belongs to, what are the aspects the planets are receiving, which zodiac sign the planets are placed, what are the nakshatras that these planets are placed. Okay, and most importantly for education, you need to analyze the 5th and the 9th house. 5th house talks about undergraduate education, 9th house talks about postgraduate education. Anything until below undergraduation, you have to see 2nd house and the 5th house, because 2nd house talks about childhood, 5th house talks about education, 9th house talks about your postgraduate education like masters, PhD and all that, doctorate, all that stuff can be dealt by the 9th house. So you need to first analyze your birth chart from the deeper perspective. You need to learn about what are the planets seated in the 5th house, what are the planets seated in the 9th house, where exactly the Lord of 5th house is placed, what are the aspects the 5th house is receiving. Similar way, who is the Lord of 9th house, what are the planets situated in the 9th house, what are the aspects the 9th house is receiving. Whether the 5th house Lord is placed in a good state, whether the 9th house Lord is placed in a good state, then obviously you'll be getting very good scores in your academics. You'll be excelling well in your studies. If at all 5th house and 9th house are not disturbed by malefics like Saturn, Rahu and Ketu. Most importantly, Saturn, Rahu and Ketu would disturbs your education. Saturn gives you delayed success in your education. That means until, let's say, until class 8 or 9th, you'll be just an average student, and as soon as your education get progressed, your success also will be, your success graph is also would be increasing. That generally happens if at all you have Saturn, if at all Saturn is aspecting your 5th house. If Jupiter is aspecting your 5th house, then obviously you'll be very strong in academics, you'll be having great wisdom and knowledge. Okay, because Jupiter is the Karaka for education, Mercury is the Karaka for education. So these two planets has to be thoroughly analyzed to understand about what kind of education is really suitable for you. Okay, so Jupiter blessing gives you good amount of memory power as well, which is really required for the students. And Mercury is a planet of creativity, innovation, communication and intellect. So if at all you want to have a strong intellect, if at all you want to become great intellectual person, then obviously you need to have strong Mercury. And also depending upon the studies that you want to take up. For example, if you want to get into doctor field, if you want to become a doctor, if you want to become a pilot, then obviously you have to check the placement of planet Venus as well as Ketu in the birth chart. Because planet Venus talks about, jewellery industry, gold business, all that stuff, and what kind of degrees that you need pertaining to that, like music, arts, photography, graphic designing, such kind of studies comes under planet Venus. Okay, so anyhow, let me talk about, I don't mind providing you the education and the governing planet associated for it. Okay, let's say, what are the education, what kind of educational programs is being governed by planet Sun? Anything related to the government examinations like IAS, IPS, civil examinations, or anything that you want to work with the government. Okay, then obviously planet Sun should be very stronger. So Moon represents, imports and exports related studies, and also anything on the hotel management, tourism industry, traveling industry, and also the, spas that gives you good amount of relaxation, that regenerate you, all that stuff, and also any professions related to luxuries like spas, hotels, as I mentioned to you, like restaurants, traveling, transportation, all these things being governed by planet Moon. So if at all you want to get into a technological field, if at all you want to get into engineering field, if at all you want to get into like gemstone business, if at all you want to get into the philosophical studies, then obviously you need to have strong Mars in the birth chart. And if at all you want to get into business and management studies, then obviously computer management or anything related to computers, then you need to have strong Rahu, you need to have strong Mercury in your birth chart. So if at all you want to get into education industry itself, if at all you want to become a teacher, if at all you want to become a great professor of a college, if at all you want to become a course director of any academic institutions, then you need to have strong Jupiter in your birth chart. Okay, if at all you want to get into like cosmetic industry, fashion industry, beautician industry, like modeling, okay, if you want to get into interior designing, if at all you want to get into Reiki healing, all that stuff, and occult sciences. So for all that, Venus should be sitting in a strong state. And if at all you want to get into the mass media and the communication, if at all you want to get into the television industry, acting, photography, graphic designing, so something that takes you to the larger audience, okay, so like digital marketing or for all that stuff, then generally Rahu should be sitting in a good state. And if at all you want to become a doctor, if you want to become a scientist, if you want to become a civil servant, if at all you want to get into police, defense, or any kind of like law, or for all that stuff which involves the studies, like you need to do a lot of research, so such kind of studies, Ketu has to be sitting in a good state. Okay, so all these things we need to check. And you might have come across it in profession or in education. Let's say if you take somebody as an example, they would have studied electrical engineering or electronics and communication engineering, but they would have become successful as a IT professional. That generally happens if at all you have 2 or 3 planets having a strong connection with your 5th and 9th houses. So then you will be taking different types of courses and finally you will land up at one. Okay, so that's very common in any of our birth charts. Okay, so thank you so much for watching this video. If at all you need my astrological consultations, the link is mentioned in the description section. Do book for an astrological consultation. Once I get a consultation order, I'll be able to help you with the complete analysis pertaining to your individual birth chart. I can able to rule out your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities and threats just by looking at your birth chart. So please like, share and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please do share this video with your family and friends whomsoever you love and care for. And do write to me and do let me know in the comment section what exactly you learned from this video, what exactly you loved from my videos, and what are the topics that you want me to make the videos upon. Also please let me know in the comment section. And do book for an astrological consultation, because that will enable me to sit on your birth chart and do the reading and provide you the horoscope analysis for hours together. Okay, so by that you will be able to learn about your own birth chart. Okay, each birth chart is unique to its own self, and astrology is just everything. You just need to learn about astrology and then you can able to implement the same in your life. Okay, thank you so much. Astrology also helps you to understand about true purpose of your life. Okay, just understand about your own self. You need to just learn your birth chart. That's it. So thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Please like, share and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Bye for now.